ni Kristo.
Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Valley Grown here on INCRadio. We're so glad you're tuning in. My name is Caitlin Bautista, and I will be your main host for tonight. Our topic is something truly meaningful, something we all need at all moments in our lives, and that is words that heal. Tonight, we're talking about communication and helping us heal, grow, and stay connected, whether it's through heartfelt conversations, trusted guidance from others, or opening up to someone. Our words can lift someone up in ways we don't always realize. We'll also talk about what makes people feel safe to open up, how we can support one another with honesty, and how our faith guides us to use our voices to lead with compassion. So settle in, stay with us, and let's talk about how kindness, understanding, and communication can make a difference. And as always, I'm not alone. I'm with my lovely, lovely co-hosts, the ladies of Valley Grown, Jill, Melanie, and Melvi. If we can go on and say hey to everyone tuning in.
Hi,
Hello,
everyone. Thank you again for tuning in with us tonight.
Hello. Alrighty, so now that we've had our short introductions, let's go ahead and warm up a little with a game. Can we go ahead and play our field day bumper? All right, for our game tonight, we're all going to work together to create a short story in about 1 minute. But here's the twist. We can only say one word at a time. So it'll go around the group. I will start, then it will be Jill, then Melanie, then Melvi. So for example, I will say once, Jill will say upon, Melanie would say, Melvi would say time. And then I would go on, then Jill, Melanie, Melvi, and so on. And we'll just keep building from there. So it's a fun, simple way to wake up our brains, even though it's 9 p.m. here or 8:55 here. And also I'll try my best to remember what we said so I can reiterate our story. So I will go ahead and go first. I will start that timer. Okay. I have it set for about 1 minute, 20 seconds. Is that good with everybody? Is that enough time? Okay, alrighty, so let's make sure we're unmuted. Let's go ahead and start. Okay. Once.
Upon.
A
Time.
There.
Was.
A
Rainbow.
And.
I.
saw
A.
Beautiful.
Bear.
that
Was.
Brown.
period.
You know what? With you know what?
And
40 seconds left to spare. And I think that's beautiful. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful rainbow and a bear saw it, a brown bear saw it. And you know what? That's a great story. And I love it. That should be in the fairy tale books everywhere, I think. Alrighty, so although, yes, that was really fun, and as simple as that super short game was, it actually teaches us something important. In just 1 minute, we built a short story using nothing but words, just single words, and each word shaped where the story went. So in the same way, our real life words hold weight to them, and they hold that kind of power as well. What we can say can lift someone up, make them feel seen, or help them feel understood. So with our words, or even a small phrase or a gentle check-in, it can change the whole trajectory or direction of someone's day, or even the outlook on their life. So as we move on into tonight's discussion, let's remember our words matter more than we think. So let's go ahead and jump into our discussion. So Melvi, Melanie, Jill, I'd first like to ask, what is healing to you? Or if you would like to share, what are healing and supportive words that you like to say to others? Anyone can answer.
I have a short answer. I would say healing is more of an act of recovery, right? In order to be healing, you need to be recovering from something, whether it's physical, financial, emotional, mental, spiritual. So, and just bringing things back to, a balanced life or a balanced area. It could be healing from either one of those aspects or all of the aspects all at the same time. But I would say that healing is an act of recovery, and you must be healing from something, whatever that cause. It's like a cause and effect. So, yeah.
Yes, I like that you included like a cause and effect. To heal, you have to be recovering from something. Melvi or Melanie, anything you would like to add to that?
I agree with Jill for sure. It is not only a recovery, but it's a form of being reinstated almost to where you were at, but at the same time having that experience in order to be able to heal. It's kind of like in my field of work, when we try to heal somebody, it definitely tries to bring them back to where they were, even though they've experienced that illness or in emotional, like if they had experienced some type of being emotionally, when they got hurt, for example, right? If you are able to help provide that support by being able to heal and recover that emotion, I think then that's how you would express that feeling of being healed.
Yes, I'm seeing a pattern, kind of recovering or like bouncing back, whether it's like physical or emotional, mental. Melvi, what do you think?
Yes, I do agree with everything that they both mentioned. And as for me, recovery comes with gratitude. Because in order for us to heal, we have to also have the acceptance of the matter. Life is indeed, difficult at times, and we're not perfect. We learn from our own personal experiences. We make mistakes, we get support, we also give support. And when we give support, we give words of encouragement and also acts of kindness.
I love that. I just learned something new. So just feeling that sense of acceptance. I would not have thought about that unless you mentioned it. So thank you, Elvie. That's fine.
Yes, it's kind of like accepting a situation, or maybe something happened to you like physically, and then kind of accepting that acceptance part. It's a part of healing and it's a part of recovery. So yes, great answers. And Melvi, you mentioned something like words of encouragement. Oh, Melanie, were you about to say
Yeah, I
something?
would like to add in our Vine chat, I see here William Dorsey said, I'm here for you. So it's providing reassurance to somebody that the reassurance of having that support, which I definitely love. And Brother Roel David said, healing to me is getting to a better place, no matter what you go through, how heavy it may be, by growing from it and getting stronger. That's healing.
Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes, I love that. And thank you so much for reading what our Vine chat is saying. We love hearing what you have to say. You guys are all an important part of Valley Grown. So yes, please continue to comment. What is healing to you? And Melvi and Melanie, you mentioned words of encouragement. William saying that I'm here for you. I would like to hear from you guys. What are some healing and supportive words that you like to say to others? And what healing words do you like to hear yourselves? If that makes any sense.
Sometimes for me, I like it when somebody said it's okay not to be okay when you're experiencing, sometimes trials or whenever you're down. And hearing that from somebody also kind of provides that encouragement that not every day is a perfect day, not every day you're strong, but at least knowing where you're at and hearing those words, it makes you feel like you are human, but then we can still overcome it, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah. Carl Rudolph even mentioned in the Vine chat, healing is also renewal and intentional effort to be a better version of yourself. So that kind of went hand in hand with what you said, Melanie. So yes, that was great. Melvi, Jill, anything that you would like to add?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that I would say if someone were to either come to me for advice or even just, for venting about anything is saying that your feelings are valid. just know that you're not alone, because their feelings are valid, whether, and then just kind of seeing how they move on from it. So that's something that I've always said, and I do mean it, right? Like their feelings are valid.
It's all about listening to them. Like what Melanie said, like even hearing like it's okay to not be okay, just acknowledging where you're at emotionally and mentally. Jill saying that your feelings are valid in the moment. Those are great. Melvi, what do you have to say? what do you think?
There's a saying, when it rains, it pours. And we have, again, the choice to make things happen for ourselves and for others. And when we say sincere things to those who need our support and care for them, and we tell them we care for you, we love you, we're here, and even give unsolicited advice to where sometimes they just need someone to listen, someone to listen to what they need to vent, or they need someone to vent on. They need to express their emotions, whether it's negative or positive. And my mom always gets to me all the time about this, because she knows I can be the funny one, but at the same time, the serious one among my sisters, because I do take things seriously. And there are times it's hard for me to either heal or get over it. So she always tells me, don't worry, be happy. You have your faith, you have God, you have us, you have friends. I said, why are you looking like that? You're gonna look ugly. You're gonna have more wrinkles on your face. You're gonna stress out more. And I said, oh, dear me, Mom. Okay, I get it. And she'll get to me about it. But she's right, though. It's simple, but it's true. So there are times we have the tendency to overthink. We have the tendency to also help others when there are times they don't really need our help. They just want our support. They just want us to be there when we're needed. So showing support also is not only showing that you're listening actively or attentively, but just being present and being focused on that person or to the people you care about 100%. Because after all, who else can we rely on but each other and those around us that actually love and care for us, who will always be there no matter.
Absolutely. It's all about that really supportive, loving, and nurturing environment. And I feel like I've said this before on one of our shows, that one of the pieces of advice or phrases that has stuck with me. I was feeling like down. I was just not really feeling good. And a friend said to me, it's a bad day, not a bad life, if that makes any sense. Like you are sad, you are angry, you are frustrated, you are upset, but you will get over this. This feeling is only temporary, and it doesn't define what your life outcome is, if that makes any sense. So kind of to segue into that, like with friends and having a supportive environment around you, how do, check-ins and follow-ups strengthen relationships? So asking like, or telling someone it's okay to not be okay, your feelings are valid, I love you. How do you follow up with them?
I can take this one. So I think check-ins and follow-ups strengthen relationships because, and I think it's safe to say, when I speak for everyone, when I say that time is going by so incredibly fast nowadays, that it is so easy to get consumed by our day-to-day tasks, our responsibilities, everything that we have to do on our list for that day, that time just flies by, right? Like it is about to be December. Like it's going to be January 2026. Like let that sink in. And if we look back, we're like, what even happened? What did we do? But really it's those day-to-day tasks that we get so consumed by that even when you get like a simple text or catch up from somebody, just checking in on you, it's those things that give you that, immediate mood booster. Or when someone says thinking about you, or, that somebody went through something, or even just, good or bad, and just reaching out. It's those things that are, non-monetary that really do make a difference into our life. And I think the biggest thing that you can give to somebody, or that value, is your time. And so taking that extra step to reach out to a friend, loved one, just seeing how they're doing really goes a long way. So I think that's why, check-ins and follow-ups really do strengthen relationships and just giving that quality boost. So
it's all about that mood boost, like you said, even like to make things lighter, even getting like sent like a funny meme or a funny picture or like a really heartfelt message about like friendship or loved ones or family, and then a friend or a loved one says like, hey, this made me think about you, hope you're doing okay. I know when I get sent that, like what you said, it's an immediate mood boost. I feel so much better. So yes, that was a great response, Jill. Yes.
Yeah.
a great question.
And I agree with Jill. Like, time flies so fast. In as much as we want to spend time, sometimes you're like checking all the calendars. That's why whenever there's that like like meme, where it's like, okay, we're gonna be the more you plan, the more it's like, okay, does January work, February, March, and you're already in December. We haven't had chance to really set up that schedule to meet up. But yes, like what you said, Caitlin, sending those little messages just to say, there's a lot of nice words even on our incmedia.org. There's like those Bible verses. I just love that, seeing that in our Instagram. And so sometimes I just send that, or even post it so that some of the people that are close to me would kind of feel that this is how I'm feeling, and I hope that this would be helpful to you as well. So I really love that too. And I think that definitely helps whenever I receive something like that. When, like, sometimes my sisters would send me something funny, and it makes me laugh, even though sometimes there may be days when you're just like down. But when you see something funny and you just create that memory of how you guys were together, then it makes it so much, better. It's something to just boost you, like what you said, Caitlin, so that you can continue to move on and continue to go on your day.
Absolutely. And I like how you use your faith as inspiration. Jill, you were going to say something. Sorry.
Yeah, also shout out to all the moms and all the wives and all the working moms and wives, because I'm not one, but I'm already overwhelmed with life. So I can't even imagine what all the moms and wives and you all, do when you have so many other responsibilities and taking care of the home and children. So big shout out to you all. We see you. You're doing great.
So thanks, Jill. It is very overwhelming, but you know what?
Multitasking.
I know, like you have like so many things to carry, but as like mothers, caretakers, wives, just loved ones in general, you still find that time to show that care and love to others, and that is what is so important. So yes, shout out to you all. Melvie, how do you think check-ins and follow-ups strengthen relationships?
Before I answer that,
yes.
Anna Heimbach said, I love to say you're awesome or you're so great and thank you. This is what I actually tell some of my coworkers most of the time, because I appreciate their time and effort whenever they know it's crunch time. We all experience crunch time, and they're there coming to my rescue when I'm drowning with paperwork. And I don't even have to ask them to just come and support me and help me out. So I really appreciate them. And if you guys are watching, hello to all of you. And wait, what was the question again?
How do check-ins and follow-ups bring people closer or strengthen relationships?
When we are able to build trust with the people we care about, it's so easy to have that connection with no hesitation. Because first of all, when we end up caring for others, they too will do the same thing for us. And when we check up on them, when not only should we follow through with our words, but we have to act on it. I'm also guilty of this, because when I tell some of my friends, because a lot of my best friends are so far away from me, they're either in another country or out of the state. And so whenever we keep in touch, we do our best to have a little mini reunion. And not too long ago, as a matter of fact, we went to Japan 2 years ago, and we haven't seen each other I haven't seen some of them in almost 23 years. So that alone, that even though I neglected to check up on them, they constantly checked up on me. And I've realized that true friends will never fail you. that they will always be there. And with my families, like what Melanie was saying, whenever I see memes, those funny memes, I know she's busy at work because she's a nurse and she's always on the go. And I would still send it regardless anyway, because I know that it helped me laugh out loud. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna send this to my sister. It'll have a caption of, this remind me of my sister's when ... And then they'll just fill in the blanks. Then they'll just smile, and then they'll put hearts, and that makes my day, because whenever they read that, and even though, one of them is already far away from us, and so are my parents, we're connected in so many ways that whether you're nearby or you're close to each other or far away, you will never lose that connection as long as you have trusting relationships with all sincerity. That's what it means.
Yes, it's all about just being there for each other. Melanie, you were going to say something?
Yes, and I was gonna say, even though like there are some friends that we haven't seen in like 20 something years, making us age really. Like Caitlin wasn't born yet. No, but what I'm saying is, true, genuine friends, though, even though you haven't seen them, but the minute you meet with them, it's like time hasn't even passed. So sometimes, even though you may not have connected with them, the minute you connect with them, they're definitely, it's like what I said, like as if the years, you don't even remember that it has been that many years. So still, with regards to providing that safe space, for sure, checking in on people, even though they may not be our friends. But if it's somebody that, even if somebody you just know, if you notice that they're not, because you can kind of tell, I think there's that vibe that you feel when they're not in the moment, like their happy self, or maybe you can kind of feel that, even if it's just your coworker, it's okay to even just say, hey, how are you doing? And just saying that, makes them kind of like think, and okay, somebody actually does notice that maybe I am tired today, or that, that somebody cares that I am not myself. So, and then that's when sometimes they start talking, and then you just allow them to speak and be an active listener, and being able to just vent and just be there to listen to them definitely helps them, so that they can continue to move on and not think that they're by themselves. Because I think all of us go through so many things, and all of us go through similar things. But the minute we know someone just checks in on us just like that, and just say like, hey, are you okay? That makes you feel like, oh yeah, I am definitely probably not in the right, moment, but then I am definitely still okay. So I really like that the people that does that just checks on those who are, even though they're not really your close friends, but somebody that still kind of noticed that there's like something different about you,
Yeah.
That just made me think of right now, that just made me think of a meme that I saw, and it says like a friend checking in. I was like, sorry, I just thought about it. It's when a friend says, hey, just checking in, are you okay? And the person says, no. Okay, just checking in.
And you know what?
Yeah. So it's like,
yeah, at least I checked in. Oh, that's funny.
I know when I notice or observe others who do have that reaction, Melanie, I tell them, this too shall pass, and we got this. I don't say you got this. I don't say I got this. I say
this will pass. This too shall pass. I know that's right. You know what? Like Melanie said, being heard matters, even if it's like someone that you don't know that well checking in on you, and maybe you're not outwardly saying that you're having a bad day or you're feeling, for lack of better words, down in the dumps. But if someone comes up to you and is just asking like, hey, like, are you feeling all right? Like, is there anything you need? Being heard matters. And it's all about, building those connections. And the other day, because Melanie reminded me of this, the other day I ran into a friend who I haven't seen since high school, and we haven't talked since high school. And her and I were just talking about school and where we are now, where we're working. And we kind of rebuilt that connection. And something about that was just so healing, because even though we haven't talked in a minute, there was something about it, just like rekindling that friendship, rebuilding that connection was so nice. I know some people like dread like talking to people from their past, but for me, it was so healing, and it was just really nice to, you know, hear for them. So I think it is about that time to read from our comment section, see what you all have to say about words that heal. So alrighty, if we can go ahead and play our bumper for our Buzz from the Branches. Okay, period. I saw Melanie put her glasses.
She's like, I did my magic. She needed her healing for the eyes.
Okay, so
we can have Melanie go ahead.
All right, here we go. So I would like to say a shout out to those who are joining us tonight. Of course, we have Sister Terry Soriano, Brother Danny Aglipay, Rudolph, Rudolph. He said here, today at least you're you, and that's enough. We also have Ka Isaias, our district minister. He said, hello, brethren from CBC. Keep supporting INC Radio Central Valley, California Satellite Studio. Thank you po, Ka Isaias. Brother Danny, Sister Veronica de la Rosa from Orosi is also here. Of course, Caruel David, thank you po. And we have Mario Oka from Caloocan North from the Philippines, always tuning in with us. Thank you. And of course, William Dorsey. We also have Ramel Bautista, also tuning in from Bakersfield. We also have Rebecca Zook from Santa Maria. Thank you so much for joining us. Omel Elliston, Tita Josie, Roxanne is also here, and Sister Melissa Benedicto. Kamani Hatulan from Orosi, saying greetings to everyone. Jem Estrella from Bakersfield. Sister Anna Heimbach, Aiko de Guzman, Janet Salvador, Katrina Badua. Oh, and Kamani Hatulan mentioned, when the church administration reminded us, tell the brethren that wherever we may be, God is with us. That's definitely the healing power of words right there. Julia Whitman, happy birthday. Hi, Julie. I mean, happy Friday. Did I say happy?
Oh, I thought it was her birthday. I was going to say happy birthday, girl.
Oh, I do. Happy Friday. See, I already have my glasses and I still misread. I might need thicker ones. Oh, Lawrence de la Cruz, Poging Charles. Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, and there's Vanity Buenavista. We also have Alexa Riola. Greetings, brethren, from District of OCC. Louis Angeles, Bakersfield. Priscilla Batan, Alexa Riola, OCC. Eden Soriano, Cora Jacob from Santa Maria, saying hi to Sister Jill. Julia Whitman said, Melvi, I love that. We got this. She says that all the time. Definitely. And Janice Salvador. So those are the people that are here. Want to shout out to them. Thank you so much for all your messages. And please keep it coming. I will make sure my glasses are nearby so I can continue to read them.
I love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Back to you, Caitlin.
Alrighty. Just before we get back into our discussion, Carl Rudolph also mentioned one of my favorite quotes from Brethren at Church has been, God's got us. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Again, like what Melanie said, keep tuning in, keep commenting so we can hear more from you. So let's go ahead and jump back into our discussion. I would like to ask you all, how do you show honesty and compassion when you are listening to someone? So through active listening, how can we show honesty and compassion, especially when another person might be feeling down?
Just to me, we allow them to express their emotions. We also just be there. Like what you mentioned, Caitlin, active listening. We've had this in our previous episodes, how important it is that just being silent and listening and, responding, seeing them eye to eye definitely has, because they trust that you are there to support them. And that's why they express that. They express their emotions. And it could be even like, a really deep concern or deep emotion that they're having. So just being there for them, and in the end, if we don't have the advice that we may have at that moment, at least they're able to express their emotions, their feelings. And sometimes, I don't know, but if you talk about your feelings, then you feel better. It's almost like venting it out, and then it gives you a clearer mind and say, hey, that wasn't really that bad. It's like lifting that heavy load off your chest, pretty much. So just being there for them, anybody, it could be, even if it's someone you're not close with, sometimes, like, for example, me at work, patients, they start talking, you just ask them one question, the next thing you know it, they go back to their story, and then they go through all the whole situation, and then after that they start feeling better, because sometimes it's just good to be able to let that emotion out. So that in itself is healing to me.
Yeah, just showing up for others, listening to them, feeling cared for, like you mentioned, having those emotions and then kind of talking to someone about it, and especially through prayer as well. You feel a weight lifted off of your shoulders, like you mentioned. Instead of keeping those emotions and feelings bottled up, you express yourself. So that was a lovely response. Thank you, Melanie. Melvi, Jill.
100%. I definitely agree with Melanie. It was just showing up for somebody. Something, sometimes people don't want the solutions. They just want an open, non-judgmental, safe space to be able to feel like they've been heard and seen. So just having, an open ear and coming at somebody with no judgment, and just having that space, really.
Yeah, just being present for them is what matters, because truthfully, we might not have the right words to say. So just being there for them and having open mind, open heart, open ears, just for them to vent. So that was great, Jill. Thank you. Melvi.
Well, both of them actually tied it together, what I really wanted to say. But what I wanted to add is we have to also be vulnerable ourselves. When somebody wants to talk with us, and especially if it's either a conversation or a difficult conversation or something that they just need to, like what Melanie said, vent. We have to verbalize our actions also in a sincere way, because you don't want, like, say for example, I've talked to some people and I ended up hesitating because the first reaction I got was like this. So I said, okay, I don't think this is the right time. So you know what? I'm just gonna simmer and maybe maybe find another time to talk. So we also have to be mindful of our expressions, our actions, right? Because we've discussed before that a lot of our communication settings deals with nonverbal reactions or actions. As a matter of fact, I think it's over 90%. And also the tone. So unless they're asking me for an advice, I will not say anything. I will listen to them attentively. And I also show empathy, because I know it's hard to be vulnerable at times, but some people need that support. And when they trust us and they confide in us, then we have to also trust them and give them that sincere love and care, that we're here to listen and not to judge, that we're here for them because we care. And the minute we show that, then the more they'll open up to us, because they trust us. In other words, people won't relay messages or talk to us anyway if they don't want to talk to us, because they're not comfortable. But when we show vulnerability, we show that we care. Melanie mentioned active listening. Jill mentioned create a safe space. That's basically creating a safe space. You know, there are people that I love talking to because all they do is sit there with love, care, and kindness.
Mhm.
And when I tell them what my problems are, they just listen. And then I feel so much better because just
Mhm.
sometimes we just need to vent. Sometimes we just need an
Mhm.
outlet. But when we start receiving negative reactions, and that's sometimes it's hard to just open up to people, and that becomes a barrier in
Mhm.
communication. So
Mhm.
creating an honest, an honest space means you
Mhm.
yourself has to do that yourself so people can,
Mhm.
be also sincere with their emotions with you.
Mhm.
And
Absolutely.
I
I think you summed it up perfectly. Yeah. Melanie,
Yeah.
go ahead.
And I think that, I know you mentioned earlier there are some people who may not be ready. And sometimes then the attitude comes out versus being able to express their emotions. But I think we just have to let them know we know something's bothering you. And we have to let them feel that they could trust us. If we are really willing to help someone to become their sponge for their emotion, they have to truly know that we do keep that private, so that whatever they share, we have to be genuine to let them know that they could trust us with whatever they're going to say, and whatever they say stays with us, and that's it, unless they want us to share with others. But in the moment, I think, in order to for us to help others, we have to be genuine, to be trustworthy, that we are there for them, even if it's not somebody close to us. But if we are there, that even if it's our coworker, our team members, and they can tell us, and just keep it as a safe space for them, so that they know that they'll feel better about it, and they'll be able to get on with their way with a better attitude.
Absolutely. You all summed it up perfectly, leading with empathy, sincerity, and honesty. And I do wish we can continue our discussion, but that about wraps up our discussion. But before we leave, I would like to make sure each of us gives a shout out to someone who has made a difference in their lives, especially those who have healed you. I want to give a really quick shout out to my best friend, Jem. She's always ready and willing to listen and lead with kindness. She always knows what to say. And I'm just very thankful that she has been such an uplifting person in my life for more than a decade. So Melvie, Melody, Jill, any really quick shout outs you want to bring out?
I also want to thank my friends for being there for me. And I also want to acknowledge all of the overseers who are also taking care of all the brethren under their care. I know it takes a lot of patience, to do all that, but we thank you so much for being there for all of us.
Yes, thank you. Jill, Melanie, any quick shout outs?
Go for it,
Shout
Melody.
out to all those who are willing to listen and care for others.
Yes, thank you. Jill.
Valley Grown, thank you for hearing us. Thank you for listening to us and hearing us yap and being with us every night at 9 p.m. So back to you.
Yes, thank you, Jill, Melvie, Melanie, for being incredible co-hosts. Thank you to you all who support Valley Grown. And of course, we thank our spiritual leaders, our INC radio station manager, Brother Wali Taray, our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Irani V. Manalo, and of course, our Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time on Valley Ground, presented by INC Radio Central Valley, California. See you next week, and remember to speak with kindness and care. Bye, everybody. Take care.
Bye.
Great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
for
Bye.
being here.
Don't
Thank you.
forget to like, subscribe, and share.